Well, tonight. I just heard on the broadcast a bit of a back spasm leading in. Were you ever a chance of not playing this match? And I guess how pleasing is it to put in a performance like that, especially after a tough start to the campaign for the team?
Um, yeah, this is a bit of a random one, to be honest. I did a gym session a couple of nights ago, and I don't know if you've ever had a back spasm, but I was worse for wear the last couple of days. Had to do a fitness test before the game today. Yeah, I felt like adrenaline was going to get me through, and a bit of Panadine fought. So yeah, it was a tough one to get through today, but yeah, I think as I said, one of those random ones that'll hopefully wear off in the next day or so.
And did you find it took you a little bit longer to get into your rhythm? Because the second half of your performance was, that's where you sort of took all your wickets, and you and Pat really, tore through those through the middle order there.
Yeah, definitely. It took me a lot longer than I wanted to get into the game today. Yeah, I mean, bowling to set batters as well, trying to build some pressure. Just wasn't really able to do that. Won't make any excuses. I think should be good enough to kind of play that role as well. But yeah, just it's taking me a lot longer to get into the game than I would have liked. And then yeah, I thought Camo's spell in particular was a bit of a game changer for us, and even his energy in the field, the run out after the rain break, yeah, it changed the energy for us. And then once I was able to get a couple, we got on a bit of a roll, and the energy changed in the group. So yeah, we needed that one.
Adam, you touched on Pat there and his spell. Not sure if it came across your desk, the talk about him potentially losing his spot ahead of this game. What were your thoughts on that? And just, I suppose, just how's it been for him from your view, going through a fair bit of scrutiny in recent times?
We all back each other in 100% in this team, so I don't really know what's been said or what people are reading, but the only thing that I saw come on the WhatsApp group was same 11 as last game. So yeah, there's no pressure on Paddy there. Yeah, as I said, we got a really good feeling in the group in terms of backing each other, looking after each other. So yeah, I don't know who said that.
And just the mood generally in the group, having won this game tonight. What is the mood like, and what do you think it can do moving forward from here to sort of give you a platform in the comp?
Yeah, I mean, after the first two games, it's definitely a flat feeling in the change rooms. We feel like we all know that I think you could probably go from 1 to 11 and say we all could do our roles a little bit better, particularly those first two games. So, but we know, as Bryson said the other day, we get backed into a corner and guys step up and we get on a roll. Then anything can happen. It's a World Cup, like oh, testing. Yeah, it's a World Cup, so get on a roll. Obviously, a really big game against Pakistan at Bangalore, and if we can kind of put it all together and play a good game there, you go 2-2, and the feeling's much better there. So, yeah.
Adam, over in the lead up to this game, in the media, there's been a lot of, you see your combined figures from the first two games coming up a lot, and a lot of talk about Australia's spin attack through this in this World Cup and all of that. Have you felt any sort of pressure because you're the one, the big main wicket-taking spinner in the squad? And also, how has the team sort of backed you through what's been a difficult start for you?
I'm very good at self-reflection, so yeah, I look back on the first two games, and I'll probably look at the last game as one where I, could have made a difference there and made it easy for those other guys. But yeah, the Indian game, I mean, we're under the pump defending 200, and I'm always going to be the guy who tries to get wickets. I'm not going to try and let the game peter out and let it go into nothing. So yeah, the figures, whatever. Like it's more about my attitude and reflecting on that too. Did I bowl the ball where I wanted it to? Did I make the right decisions? Did I put my game on the line to try and make a difference? And that's kind of where that's how I think about it. I don't really care about combined figures. It's just just doing what I can to try and help win the game.
Just on that, Adam, against India, he bowled in conditions. There was a lot of dew, it was tough to grip the ball. In the last two games, they bowled during the day. Like, how much of a difference is it proving to be in this World Cup? depending on bowling first and bowling second as a spinner?
Yeah, I think it just depends on the grounds that we're playing at. I found that didn't really make any difference here. I know that we didn't bowl second in the first game, in the second game against South Africa. But yeah, I think some grounds, we always try and think about the IPL and how much it gets easier to bat in the second innings, but the games start a lot later, so it hasn't really made much of a difference in terms of, that second innings batting. If anything, we found against South Africa, it actually did more once the lights came on as well. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just going to be dependent on the grounds and the weather. And I don't know. I wish I was a weatherman. I have no idea.
Neither do I. But speaking of weather, just being in the middle when felt at one point that the stadium was coming apart and stuff was falling around. Like, what was it like being out there?
Yeah, I've never been a part of that. Never seen anything like that. I'm quite lucky that there was no one harmed, hopefully. Yeah, because that metal pole coming down could have seriously hurt someone. So never seen anything like that. And then yeah, the dust, the windstorm was straight into the goggles.
So what was Warner's reaction to the LBW dismissal? He seemed very infuriated by that. And also, Australia have seen a number of marginal decisions go against them. How does the team cope with that?
When David Warner gets out or Steve Smith gets out, you kind of just disappear from the change room. So I'm not sure of his reaction, but yeah, we had one, I had that LBW off my bowling today that kind of went our way as well. So it's, yeah, just, I don't know. I'm not going to try and judge the DRS on what it does. It's the technology. Let that do its thing.
Adam, can you just take us a little bit inside the conversations when Sri Lanka were, 125 for the first wickets, not able to get a wicket in the power play, and then sort of the intensity after that, and sort of how you guys were able to respond, given South Africa did the same thing 4 days ago.
Yeah, we'd mentioned it out there. Obviously, the first two games we'd known that we'd been a bit flat, and then that happened again. They were none for, and the conversations around the drinks breaks and even the early wickets there was to lift the energy a bit. And I thought the fielders did a really good job of that. The ring kind of tightened up, and then Davies' couple of catches changed the game for us. And then obviously mentioned Pat. He kind of led by the front. His spell changed the momentum of the game, and then same as in the field, that run out, those little things can turn scores from 210 to 260, and it's game on. So he particularly led by the front.
Adam, you had your wrong end going well tonight. Do you feel like that's a bit of a barometer for you when you're bowling that well or you're bowling well?
Yes and no. I mean, tail enders come out. It's kind of my wicket taking option. So I do. It's kind of something that I go back to in my head. If I feel like I'm not in the game, I go, all right, how can I get a wicket and how can I get myself bowling better, more energy? Can I, try a little bit more, put the batsman under the pump, wrong ends, sliders, or whatever it is. I guess if that's coming out well, I feel like I've got the confidence to bowl, wherever I want it.
And just on the batting innings, you lost Smith and Warner early, obviously the two big names there, but just how much confidence do you have in the rest of the order to get that job done tonight?
Yeah, Marnus does what Marnus does, and then it made guys like, made Ingo's job a lot easier. He obviously put the bowlers under the pump straight away. Theekshana, hitting him for 2 boundaries and 2 balls, it changes the momentum. Instead of having that kind of attacking feeling when you're bowling to a new batter, that kind of just makes you go straight back to your defensive stuff. So he put the pressure back on the bowler, get a runner ball on that wicket. Was great innings. Then Maxi, and I think Maxi decided let's work on the net run rate. So him and Stoyan finished it off really well.
Thank you.